You know I always come with receipts, and here at the Midas Touch Network, we back things up with evidence. So when I saw Donald Trump speaking at the U.S. Steel facility in Pittsburgh, a facility that's about to be acquired, yes, that's the key word, by Nippon Steel, I had to take a closer look. There were steel workers in the audience, many of them applauding Trump, and I couldn't help but think, do they realize they're cheering for their own downfall? Trump has consistently undermined American steelworkers and prioritized foreign steel in his business ventures. So let's get into the facts. First, MAGA Republicans are now spinning the story, claiming that Nippon Steel isn't acquiring U.S. steel, but merely forming a strategic partnership or making an investment. That's false. Nippon Steel, a Japanese company and the fourth largest steel producer in the world, is absolutely acquiring U.S. steel. This is being seen as a national security concern by many due to the foreign ownership implications. How do I know it's an acquisition? Well, let's go straight to the source. The Nippon Steel website. Nothing has changed in the deal since March 15, 2024. The agreement, initially blocked by the former president due to national security concerns, remains an acquisition. Their own press release frames it clearly. Acquisition of United States Steel Corporation by Nippon Steel. They say it will strengthen U.S. supply chains and economic defenses against China. Now let's look at how Trump is spinning it. He posted, "We don't want America's future built with shoddy steel from Shanghai. We want it built with the strength and pride of Pittsburgh." But let's rewind to 2016. A Newsweek investigation revealed that Trump, in his own construction projects, opted for cheaper Chinese steel over American-made steel. In at least two of his last three major projects, including Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, he used Chinese suppliers, funneled through a maze of offshore companies to obscure their origins. This wasn't a one-off. The steel for his Las Vegas project came from a Chinese company hidden behind multiple layers of shell companies registered in the British Virgin Islands. This arrangement allowed Trump to save money by avoiding American suppliers while keeping the source hidden from public view. And that's not all. Trump had a bank account in China, which received a $17.5 million deposit in 2017. In that same year, he paid more taxes to China than to the United States. Nearly $200,000 to China versus just $750 to the IRS. Back in 2020, when Midas Touch first launched, we released a video called Quid Pro Trump, focusing on Trump's close dealings with China. We showed how the trade war hurt American farmers and workers more than it did China. In fact, former National Securities Advisor John Bolton wrote that Trump once asked Chinese President Xi Jinping to help him win the 2020 election. Fast forward to today. Trump recently claimed that he reduced tariffs on China from 145% to 30% because he felt bad for China and wanted to help them out. He literally said, "I didn't want to see that happen to them." That's not America first. That's quid pro Trump. Meanwhile, what are U.S. steelworkers saying? The United Steelworkers Union has expressed major concerns. They've received numerous calls from members asking what this so-called partnership really means. The union makes it clear they are not part of any ongoing negotiations. According to the details they've seen, this is still an acquisition, not a partnership. Nippon Steel has consistently stated that it would only invest in U.S. steel if it owns the company outright. So what about the $14 billion investment Trump is celebrating? The union says there's no clarity on how much of that money would actually benefit union plants or fund new improvements. Most of it may just go to routine repairs or even to building non-union facilities, so-called greenfield projects. In short, this deal could seriously threaten union jobs, and yet many of the workers at Trump's rally were clapping. It's heartbreaking, because they may very well be clapping for their own job losses. Now, Trump claimed this deal would create 70,000 jobs. That number? Completely made up. His previous tariffs didn't bring back steel jobs. They caused net losses in the industry. Let's look at the flip-flops too. Take Senator Dave McCormick of Pennsylvania. Back in January 2024, he said the deal should be blocked on national security grounds. He warned that U.S. steel must remain domestically owned. But now, he's suddenly silent, or worse, supportive. So here we are. A foreign company is buying a critical piece of American infrastructure. Workers are being misled, and Trump is out. Here's spinning a narrative that doesn't match the facts. The bottom line? We owe it to American workers to tell them the truth, not just what they want to hear at a rally. As an investor, a shareholder, or even a worker in the steel industry, why should this matter to you? Well, the first point is that the U.S. must remain a place that welcomes foreign investment. In just one state, Pennsylvania, foreign direct investment generates $20 billion and supports around 330,000 jobs. So having companies invest in the U.S. plays a crucial role in economic growth. This specific investment is especially important because the American steel industry has been on the verge of collapse. The injection of new capital will enable U.S. steel to modernize, adopt the latest technologies, and boost national security. A strong domestic steel industry is vital for sectors like shipbuilding and broader industrial manufacturing. In short, it's a major economic driver and job creator. Then there's the issue of transparency. Questions are being raised about the nature of the deal, whether it's a partnership or an acquisition. Even prominent media figures have asked basics, but essential questions like, what are the terms? Who holds majority ownership? There's a clear lack of publicly available information. While some claim it's an investment or a partnership, the official website calls it an acquisition. Conflicting descriptions have led to confusion and suspicion. This isn't a small matter. U.S. Steel has reportedly been targeted by Nippon Steel for 18 months. For many, it's troubling to think that such a key part of American industry could end up under foreign ownership, even from an allied country like Japan. Some are voicing national security concerns and calling for safeguards in case future leadership isn't as trustworthy. While there's trust placed in current leadership to protect American interests, the long-term implications are unclear. The real issue is, why aren't we being shown the details of the deal? Looking at the track record, there are serious questions. Promises have been made before, about revitalizing the steel industry, about bringing jobs back, yet those promises often fell flat. For example, tariffs on steel in a prior administration led to job losses rather than gains. So when we hear claims like 70,000 jobs will be created, or this is the largest investment in Pennsylvania's history, we have to ask, where's the evidence? These inflated figures don't add up. Analysts suggest the deal may actually result in a net loss of jobs, not the dramatic gain being advertised. Furthermore, there's been a visible shift in positions. For instance, a senator from Pennsylvania stated earlier this year that foreign acquisition of U.S. steel would harm national security and should be blocked. But recently, the same senator has flipped his stance, now welcoming foreign investment and praising the deal's benefits. This contradiction only deepens public concern. If even policymakers are changing their positions without clear explanations, it reinforces the need for transparency. The American people deserve clarity, especially the workers whose livelihoods are directly affected. Ultimately, if the terms of this deal are sound and beneficial, they should be made public. If not, then we need to ask why some are being misled. With flashy rallies, exaggerated job numbers, and patriotic language, all while the actual deal remains in the shadows.